Now, these next interviews are a number of interviews on an amazing psychologist. She's a lady, and she's, I think, about 34. But she has remarkable insights into the human mind, and she talks a lot about dating and relationships and marriage, which you might think, yo, why am I playing this for people who are predominantly in my business and in the school with the children? Obviously, it's critically important that people you work with have great marriages, and the stresses that come in businesses due to the fact that of their employees are going through very bad times in a relationship way, those are huge stresses on the business. If someone's going through a divorce or in a bad relationship, they are in a very bad place. That puts the business in a very bad place. But apart from this, I heard a top businessman say the other day he would not, or what did he expect from employing someone who cheats on his wife? Because at the end of the day, sorry, the dogs are playing in the background here. At the end of the day, how someone behaves with the person, the love of his life, if he cheats on her, is good or is good to her, he's gonna treat you like that. So I think this person gives great insights into the human mind.
Women cheat more than men?
Far more.
Come on.
Far more.
Come on.
Far from.
Why do you think women cheat more than men?
Because they're in denial about the infidelity. When they cheat, they don't even label it as that. If a woman starts cheating,
what do they label it as?
They label it as my husband's no longer satisfying me. They won't even say I'm cheating. They'll say my husband isn't satisfied. They find a way to redirect and shift the terminology so that they are void of guilt.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
So how do we know women are cheating more than men? What is it like? Is this public knowledge? Is there surveys? Or are you just hearing this from the people you're coaching?
The people I'm coaching, because firstly, you'll know, it's simple signs that you'll know. Firstly, when the guy, I always say infidelity is a result of men not being masculine and women not being feminine. And what I mean by this is if a woman is cheating, it's because she has a man that accepts unacceptable because he is unwilling to walk away when his boundaries are broken. So what will happen is when women meet that man, with a good woman with good morals, and she doesn't want that man. She's like, I don't want to weaken.
She'll leave.
She'll leave. She'll replace him with somebody who has boundaries that suit her morals. But a woman,
she won't cheat because she'll have the values of like, this isn't working. It's sad.
No, I don't want
but
somebody.
But I'm not going to cheat
week.
while I'm with you.
No desire to cheat. She's not a sexual being. Yeah, so she's looking for somebody who can lead a household. But the woman who's planning to come home late all the time and planning to go on a bunch of holidays and planning to keep in touch with her ex and planning to post a bunch of provocative pictures online, he's perfect. He's perfect because he'll maybe pay for everything. He'll maybe sort the house out, maybe give her the kids. He's perfect. So that agreeable.
And she can keep getting the validation from all these other men in
whoever
certain ways.
She wants. And he'll say, oh, babe, I don't really like that bikini picture. And she'll say, stop oppressing me. And that will be the end of the conversation. And she'll carry on doing what she wants. And he'll say, oh, you're going to come home today? I'll come home when I want. And that's what he'll say, okay. And because she recognizes he doesn't have the willingness to walk away, when the man isn't masculine, his days are numbered. His days of good women filter themselves off away from men that are too agreeable.
I know a lot of influencers, people that are doing things, and they're trapped into a certain type of posting a certain type of content because I believe they're addicted to the likes that type of content gets. Yeah. But they actually really they've evolved as a person. They want to move beyond that content, but they kind of trapped in this cycle.
How do you break it?
Yeah, how do you break that?
Here's the thing: people attach. It's not your content. It's your authenticity that people actually attach to. Because what happens is, of course, my content is not particularly seductive or anything like that. It's nothing like that. But what happened is there's a space for it. There's a space for whoever you are. There's a market for it. People attach to authenticity. That's it. So that's why there's all this cancel culture. When they find out that somebody who had this squeaky clean image, they find out something scandalous, they want to cancel them. Why? Because we've been sold a lie. So here's what it is. People will attach to authenticity. If you just be yourself in whatever regard it is, and you put that out for the world, what will happen is it might be less likes, but it's more sincere. I don't have as many followers as the average Insta model. I'll never have as many followers as the average sports model. I'll never have as many followers as her, or as many reach or whatever it is. And I'll definitely never have as many brand deals or anything like that. But the people who do follow me treat me like I'm a sister to them. I go out in Dubai and somebody will come to me and be like, oh my gosh, your video, this and the other. And they treat me like I'm their sister. They're like, you're like a sister to me. And I've never met this person, because they're attaching to the authenticity. So it's better to have fewer but more sincere acceptance.
Sorry for the background noise, I'm just here at the restaurant, but I think this is very important. Rather have fewer friends, a smaller business, but you're linked in with people you absolutely love in projects that you absolutely love. When you start chasing money or likes or the approval of the world, and you start having your morals, ethics and beliefs eroded because you want more likes and you want more money, you are on one of the worst downhills. That is what the devil offered to Jesus. Bow down to me and I will give you all the kingdoms of this world. Your morals, your ethics, your beliefs, the people you love most and what you believe God has given you to do is infinitely higher than that.
Not many women would go out at the level you are and just openly say that women nowadays cheat a phenomenal amount.
Oh, non-stop.
Do you know what I mean? Like And
here's the other thing, they're in denial about it. I will speak to cheating women, they have zero remorse about because a lot of my clients are women who are cheating on their husbands. They have such a lack of remorse about it, because this is what women do compared to men. Men usually, when they cheat, they start to feel a bit of guilt, so they're nicer to their wife. They're a bit nicer. They might buy her something, they might be a bit more grateful. Poor girl, if she knew what I was doing, let me be nice to her. Women, what they want to do to get rid of that dissonance of what they're actually engaging in is they start putting their husband down. They start thinking, my husband's such an idiot. He's so dumb. He's so stupid. So what happens is by putting him down, they feel less guilty about going somewhere else. They justify it in their brain. So the treatment is different. The guilt is greater when a man is cheating on a woman. Be happy with it, because I'm insecure.
So you're saying you're insecure?
Oh, massively. Did I ever come across like I'm not? If I did, I apologize. I'm very insecure.
So are the majority of women insecure in some element of their life?
Yeah, why wouldn't you be? There's always some element of your life where, you aren't necessarily at your peak, or isn't exactly where you wanted it to go. So being insecure is not a problem. Here's the thing. People see it as like a trigger. And I'm not insecure. I'm fine. Nothing wrong with being insecure. It's about having a handle over your insecurities, knowing them, warning people of them, and being kind to yourself because of the insecurity.
I think it's safe to say, in today's modern society, the whole dating and relationship scene is trickier than it used to be.
It's unhealthy. Yeah. I was doing something recently where I was just talking about how current dating is just practicing for divorce. We have very little kind of ethics and cultures that create a long-lasting marriage, and we're teaching people exactly how to get divorced, how to have short-term connections, how to move on quickly, how to break up and then start again, how to have very little attention and patience. So we're creating an environment and a culture where we have perfect candidates for divorce, unfortunately.
Why do you think that is? Do you think it's largely due to social media?
I think it's massively had a huge impact, because more so than anything, it's reduced our desire to invest in people. Everybody seems disposable. You can quickly send a message to somebody else. You can quickly move on. You can quickly post a picture and new people will come into your DMs. So there is no motivation to make things work when they get tricky. So that's why, and social media hasn't been ideal for relationships.
I feel like back in the day, there was more of a motivation to actually put in some effort to make a relationship work.
Absolutely.
Whereas now, it's like you said, it's very disposable.
Yes.
And even I've experienced it myself.
Yeah.
Like there's been times where I've got into arguments and I'm like, do you know what? Screw this. Like, bye. I'll move on to the next. But that's not a healthy way to look at it.
But the thing is, what it's done is given everybody alternatives. So the average person now has alternatives if they have social media or if they have a Tinder account or whatever it is. Whereas before, the lack of alternatives makes you invest. Now there's so many alternatives that there is no desire to invest anymore, unfortunately.
What do you think of this quote? I asked Myron about this. He actually quoted it in his book. Most women want to get married and have children. Very few want to be wives and mothers.
In my experience of working with, clients and couples, wives and mothers involves being quite nurturing, and it's a selfless role. When you become a mother, you realize that, the crying baby doesn't care if you're hungry, tired, sleeping. It's an automatic selfless role. And in this hedonistic society where there's so much pleasure available, being selfless is becoming a dying trait. So I do think, I understand I don't think people understand the level of selflessness that it takes to maintain a healthy marriage and children. And they almost expect faithfulness, loyalty. They expect the marriage to work because that's what it used to be. But now we have to work on it, unfortunately. It's not going to come effortlessly, and that requires selflessness.
Well, I think is also interesting when it comes to female body count. Obviously, I'm not a fan of high female body count. But let's say, for example, if she has been with extremely highly successful men in that top 1%, then it wouldn't bother me as much in comparison to if she'd just been sleeping around with a load of losers.
Why is that? I understand, but why do you think?
She's got standards.
She's got standards.
And she's obviously smart and has an ability to be worthy of dating or being with those top 1%.
But do you think high-value top percentage men actually choose wisely? I have a theory that high-value top percentage men are more likely to be cheated on.
Really?
Yeah, than the average Joe. Because here's the difference. Somebody, let's take the two reasons. Firstly, they choose badly to begin with. Let's take, I'm not saying you do this, but somebody like you, if you wanted to, there's not a woman that you couldn't DM that wouldn't reply, read it. There's very few women that wouldn't, that would leave you on the scene. So you have the pick of the world. You're not like the average Jimmy in his mum's basement who can only talk to Janet in HR. You can talk to whoever you want. Now, when you can talk to whoever you want, you are going to pick the most out there woman. You're not going to pick Caitlin in Starbucks.
That comes with so much headache.
But the majority of high-value men because you can pick who you want. Who's going to go for plain Jane when he can have his dream girl? You can have your dream girl as a but the majority of really successful, good-looking men, they can choose their dream girl head to toe. They're not going to settle for the average discreet woman. They're going to choose their dream girl. That dream girl comes with a different set of problems. She's not just your dream girl. She's everybody's dream girl. And that girl is more likely to know 10 of you. She doesn't know just one high-value man. She knows 10. So what happens is the selection process is damaged. They choose the sexiest girl thinking that because they're so high-value, she's going to be with me. And therefore, she's going to be... So these rich men, they'll choose that type of girl and think she's going to submit and be loyal to them, but not knowing that girl, she's got 10 of you in her DMs. And she's got your attention because she's provocative and promiscuous. So those values haven't changed in her just because she's met you. So you're thinking, oh, she's with me, she's going to change. You're not ignoring that she comes with a culture of I use my body to get men to do whatever they want for me. You're not going to be the one and only. So what happens is these rich men, because of their selection process, they're actually more likely to be cheated on, and because they also have this false sense of security. They think, where is she going to find another me? Yeah. And the reality is your competition is not other men. Your competition is her traumas. With really high value men, they're so naive about women. Because they think you're not going to get any better than me. But women don't want better. They want what they're used to. So if you meet a woman whose dad was an alcoholic or a dad was abusive or didn't grow up with a father figure, she will have a high-value rich man who treats her really well and cheat with her toxic PT in the back of his Nissan. And you're thinking, but you've got a rich billionaire, but she's like, I want that chaos. So your competition is never other men. Your competition is her values.
And would a 12 or 13 or 15-year-old girl send a nude to another 12, 13 or 15-year-old boy?
Because they're growing up with role models who post on OnlyFans. They're growing up being told that you don't actually need an education. You can make $50,000 a month if you just post the right pictures online. So when you are told that and you are bored to death in a maths class and you're being told to learn about parameters of a rectangle that you don't care about, or you can see a really sexy girl talk about how much money she's making, where is a child going to go? Particularly when they're not raised in a home or environment which boosts their self-esteem and emphasizes internal morals. So why are our children going to go? It's not their fault at all. It's the society we've created and what we've glamorized and highlighted for children.
I just want to say something very important that I found as well here. People obviously think this quote's applicable to friends or people you physically associate with. What I've found is what consumes your mind, or where your mind is at with what friends. This can be on YouTube, this can be watching series, TV, whatever. You don't literally have to be holding someone's hand or in their physical presence. Obviously this is important, the friends you spend time with, but also your friends on YouTube and your associates online.